Welcome to my live stream. I'm mayohosko. Thank you so much for watching. I'm building sets from my backlog from the Lego group who are worth billions and billions of dollars. And we are starting a new set today because for my subscribers who have been subscribed for at least a month now, you would have seen that I put out that community post a couple weeks ago or so about which of two Lego sets you wanted me to build, either the Wally and Eve set or the Michael Schumacher Ferrari Formula One car set. And you guys voted for Wally and Eve, which is what we finished building on the weekend. Started that build with the Brick Babe, and we finished that build with the Brick Babe. And if you're on my Discord server, of which there's links in the description to join my Discord server and in some other people's Discord servers as well, then you would have seen pictures of the final product of Wally and Eve. Well, the other this set that we're building today lost in a landslide on that poll, and it is the set that we are building right now. So it is the Michael Schumacher's Ferrari Formula One car. It is, what is the set number? It is set 11375. It's an 18 plus with the Boeing Adults Welcome black box. And it's one of the Icons Formula One cars. Has 735 pieces. And a little bit of a backstory behind this is I've been a fan of Formula One since the year 2010. Back then, Mark Webber was on the Red Bull racing team. He was the Australian driver at the time, and he was the teammate of Sebastian Vettel, who won a dynasty of Formula One world championships back then. And that's when I fell in love with Formula One, because my dad was watching Mark Webber race in Formula One. So I remember on Sunday nights going to bed halfway through the Formula One races. And if you are new to the mayohosko channel, please smash that subscribe button and smash the like button. We need to get some of my previous live streams to 20 likes. So if you haven't gone, or if you didn't end up catching some of my previous live streams, please go back and at least like the live stream, get those up to 20 likes, shall we? And so ever since I've kept up with Formula One, but ever since Oscar Piastri went to McLaren and was competitive last year, almost winning the world championship, that's when I really got back into Formula One, after really not giving a shit when Daniel Ricciardo didn't amount to anything. He was Australia's Formula One driver after Mark Webber, before Oscar Piastri. And I do have plans to buy the Lego set of Oscar Piastri's helmet, because if you're subscribed to the Clickin' and Brickin' channel, so if you're subscribed to Click and Cliff, you might have seen me on his Jungle live streams, where 2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago, we built this McLaren Formula One Speed Champion, and with the Oscar Piastri minifigure in that Oscar Piastri helmet, I'll be combining it with the driver in this set to make a racing accurate version of Oscar Piastri, because him in that set comes with casual clothes. And then last week I built the Red Bull version of that. So yeah. Now it's time to build a Ferrari. I've already built Ayrton Senna's McLaren and Nigel Mansell's Williams. Now it's time to build Michael Schumacher's Ferrari. I think Michael Schumacher is the GOAT. Other people say Ayrton Senna. Other people say Lewis Hamilton. Personally, I say Michael Schumacher. One, because he won more championships than Ayrton Senna, and unlike Lewis Hamilton, he had to do pit stops to refuel his car, and he didn't have drag reduction system. So yeah. And years ago, I thought about going on to Bricklink and buying the Michael Schumacher minifigure that came out in 2004 with the Racers sets. And after I got done building Nigel Mansell's Williams, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if they keep this series going? And indeed, they kept this series going. I theorized a whole bunch of drivers for a whole bunch of different cars, and one of them was the Michael Schumacher Ferrari, and that's what they did next. So I was able to buy this set. We're going to be building this for the foreseeable future on the mayohosko live streams and perhaps some other people's live streams as well. And so I am really happy to build this. Really happy to have found this on sale somewhere, because it meant I didn't have to go to Bricklink and buy the original Michael Schumacher minifigure. And that original Michael Schumacher minifigure had the stickers on his torso. Lego doesn't do that anymore. And if anyone knows anything about the Lego sticker quality from the 2000s, you know that they can crinkle up and wear away really easily, which I do not like at all. Nowadays, we have color matching problems. Back then, it was crumbling problems. So let me know in the comments down below, which type of bad quality stickers would you rather have? Stickers with bad color grading, or stickers that crumble up and shrivel away? I think I know the answer to that. Yeah, so stoked that I don't have to buy the original Michael Schumacher minifigure. I'll be doing like a hallelujah moment when we put together the Michael Schumacher minifigure on his stand with his driver's bio and his World Championship trophy in this set. But who do we have in the comments? So I think some people might have gotten confused because I no longer go live on Sunday nights, because now that I am back at grad school, I can't do that anymore, just for my own personal sake. So some people actually did get here yesterday instead of today. So who do we have in the chat? We have Glitter and Billy and Zelda. We're not going to highlight his comment. He might know why. Alexandria, Angry Dragon, Subway Dude, Hoarder 66. Is there anyone else? That's it in the chat. And let's see what people were saying. It is going to be a good one today. Billy's building a race car. Oh no, you're interested in seeing this race car get built. The live stream has started. Yes, everyone, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and leave a like on the live stream, please. Thank you. You must have been one of the people that voted for this set then, Billy. Yes, I go back to grad school today, and people who are following me on Instagram, of which if you aren't, the link is in the description below. You would have seen my Instagram story about that. Yeah, there's lots of people out there who like Formula One. Okay then. Yeah, the designs of open wheel races have changed a lot over the years. Yeah, they are still in stores. Yeah, I was doing stuff while he was doing his stuff yesterday. I've heard those same rumors, Dragon. But I'm talking about the best of a bad situation, Alexandria. Would you rather have stickers that don't match the colors, or stickers that will eventually crumble away? I think I know the answer. Okay. And if we still have people at the end of the live, stream, we're going to do an unboxing of a haul I got yesterday. Oh, congratulations. Hope you enjoy using Instagram. And hey, Strictly Brickley, I just gave a little bit of a backstory about why I like Formula One, and also stuff about grad school today. So what I'll tell anyone who wants to know my backstory about why I like Formula One, can go back and watch this live stream on the replay. I might have also shared that same backstory on previous live streams where I've built other Formula One sets. So if you like Formula One, or if you want to hear about why I like Formula One, I've done plenty of Formula One live streams on my channel that people can go back and watch to hear all that good stuff. Anyway, let's open the box, shall we? Exactly. I agree, Alexandria. Okay. So there's the instructions. Let's try to spot some of the sponsors. So there's Vodafone, there's Shell, there's Ferrari, there's the Bridgestone tires, and there's some other stuff. And there's the sticker sheet. There's a lot of stickers in there. What stickers can I see? I see some of the brands I know. You got the Fiat. You got what's that? Yeah, I don't know who. You got the Acer. I don't know some of the other sponsors on this. And they packaged the tires separately. So let's see how many bags are in this set. There are 7 bags in this set. So I'm going to put the bags on top of the box. And where did I put my phone? What did I do with my phone? Oh yeah, it's still charging. So let's open the instructions. There's a closer look at the car in real life from 22 years ago. And part of this set description in the instructions is why I really like this. So it says the Ferrari F 2004, driven by racing legend Michael Schumacher, dominated the 2004 Formula One season, still widely hailed as one of the greatest F1 cars ever. I think it's the greatest F1 car ever. It famously helped Schumacher claim his 11th and final world title, his 5th in a row. Adding yet another jewel to their crown, Ferrari also clinched their 6th straight Constructors' Championship with the F2004, capping their era of dominance on the tracks and delivering unforgettable racing moments for fans worldwide. And as some people might know, he started his career off with the Benetton team. They used a Ford engine back then, and then he switched from Benetton to Ferrari. He retired, he unretired, came back with a McLaren Mercedes, and then his career ended just before he went into a coma because of his ski accident. And there's pictures in the instructions of him hoisting the world championship. And Michael Schumacher is German. There's a side profile of the real car. And there's a side profile of the Lego car. They got the images reversed. So just making a side-by-side comparisons, I think it's rather faithful. Of course, the side paneling in white isn't as high. The tires aren't in the right positions. Some of the curvature near the rear tires isn't quite identical. But there's only so much you can do with the Lego pieces. Okay, now we're going to open bag one. And straight out the gate is building the Michael Schumacher minifigure. Let's angle this down more. And there's the billionth brick separator. And the only reason why I've already unboxed or unbagged bag one is because there's enough people in the chat for me to do so. So what's going on in the chat? Billy says long-lasting stickers that are slightly off-center and possible color matching. Color not matching is better than crumbling or ripping. They should survive for years. Exactly. Like I've heard some people say that even the glue isn't as good as it used to be, because people have sets from the 80s where it's been heavily used and yet the stickers are still on there because the glue was good. Some people have 10-year-old sets and the glue isn't as good, so the stickers have kind of curled up, which is sad. Probably not Series 2. I might scout out the Cadillac team and the Audi team. I already have a complete collection of the Series 1 of those Dragon. I was going to wait for when Clever Pig wanted to build that with me, but Clever Pig, wherever you are, it would be great. It would be great to see you. I wanted to build that stuff and get Clever Pig on my channel, but he's never gotten back to me and wanted to come on. And Zelda, are you still out there somewhere? Yeah, I don't know what the cost of Bridgestone tires are. You can't find stuff. That sucks. Okay, let's build Michael Schumacher. Wonder how many people are lurking out there right now. And I prefer to have the minifigures with their helmet on rather than their racing cap. And something I've noticed about these Formula 1 drivers in these icon sets is that they don't have the balaclava as an alternate face print. They don't have the balaclava on the back, so that you can have their normal face when they have their cap on, and their balaclava coverage when they have their helmet on. There's Michael Schumacher in all his glory. So we'll build bag 1. And what do you guys want to talk about today? Some people have already said some stuff. But I've now said everything I wanted to say, so what do you guys want to talk about? Let's have some fun together. Because I am going back to grad school today. My class starts at 4:10 p.m. So I have to catch a 3:10 bus for a 3:20 train. Some people might remember that I live I live 3 minutes away from the bus stop. So I take the bus a lot of places around my city. And I'll be home alone until my Friday night stream. And I won't be able to go live on Saturday night. I'll be taking that day off because I'm doing stuff with my family that day. It's been a while since I've seen my family. I'm home alone right now. I've been home alone since after my live stream on Thursday night. I'll get this shield on and then see what some of you guys are saying. Excited to see the new Expo Center, Dollstown Center, be finished. I'm excited too because they're converting an old department store into a convention center, which sounds good to me. It sounds better than just going into a straight up abandoned department store. Because I think, if I remember from what some people were saying, it was an old Sears or an old Kmart that they want to gut out. They want to gut out the place and make it more open. And because it's at a dying shopping mall, that means the parking will be good for everyone. Just don't know what the proximity to the hotels are. Alexandria got the X-Files set. Billy was impressed with the amount of Pokemon sets. Yeah, all of those sets came out in the US. Hey, Dina. It is exciting. They shut down the mall now. So does that mean that Brick Fair are taking over that whole mall now? Because if they're taking over that whole mall, that's a pretty big real estate that would be a pretty big real estate investment. But if it's a dying mall, then it becomes a distressed asset. That's where you see a lot of private equity firms buy up a distressed asset. Oh, well, I'm not talking about Brick Fair PA. I'm talking about Brick Fair VA. So because they used to be near the King of Prussia Mall. Oh yeah, you're talking about the one that I'm talking about. Yeah, because we remember when when Thick and Bricks did a Pennsylvania convention live stream on the Hauling and Bowling channel, and they were in that abandoned Sears. So they finally closed that one down. Hey, yeah, because I remember Thick and Bricks being there, and it was kind of with kind of spooky vibes on that one episode of Hauling and Bowling. Well, yeah, that's because private equity buy up real estate that becomes distressed assets, and they turn it into overpriced. They turn it into overpriced housing. But private equity is the reason why sport exploded after the US recovered from the global financial crisis back in the day. Because people weren't spending as much money on sport, and once investors had more confidence, once consumers had more confidence, once the media had more confidence and were willing to spend more money, after the US finished recovering from the global financial crisis, they flooded in hundreds of billions of dollars into sports worldwide, and therefore team valuation exploded, media rights contracts exploded, and the players' salaries exploded as well. Because scared, and that all proved that scared money don't make money. Peyton Manning used to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL at $25 million. That was elite quarterback money back then. Now, $25 million is half of what the good quarterbacks are getting these days. Just to put that in for comparison. That's how big, how much the economics of sport has boomed over the past 14 years. You might not care about sport, but you do care about the numbers, and those are big numbers. Talk about a 100% return on investment. How many industries does that ROI happen in? Not many. Make money for them, overpriced crap for us. Well, I'm particularly talking about the real estate that becomes distressed assets. Because at grad school, I talk with a lot of people who complain about the price of housing, and we always make the point that you could sell a piece of property for $2 on the dollar for one person and make $2. You could also sell 4 pieces of property for 50 cents on the dollar. 4 people will still buy them. You'll still make $2. The difference is the properties will be cheaper and more people will be happy. Rather than catering to the upmarket clientele where only one person is happy and 3 people still get fucked over. Okay, let's put Michael Schumacher on his stand. There we go. And you can barely make out some of the writing on there. Maybe if I don't get the shadow in the way, it's hard to keep the shadow out of the way. It's barely legible with my camera. Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of different things we could talk about. Hello, Amy Rose fan forever. We're in the middle of building. We just started a Lego Formula One set. Just finished building the minifigure on his stand with his trophy. And I gave a spiel about Formula One, why I like it at the start of the stream. And now I'm happy to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Sadie's AT-AT built, broke, lost some of the pieces. That sucks. I remember trying to put some sets back together and then having some missing pieces. It's not a good feeling. Billy got stuff cleaned up. I got my stuff cleaned up in over the winter break, and now I have this awesome build table for sets, and I have another awesome build table in the garage for building mocks. I still want to make more foliage and then post those and post pictures of that on Instagram. Because if you guys have seen some of my city updates, you might have seen some of the foliage we added into the Lego city. And I need to make more foliage. And then post pictures about that on Instagram. I've been posting some reels over on Instagram. Including stuff where I collaborated with people. But it's been a while since I posted actual photography over there. Because I only like to post pictures of my mocks on Instagram. Everything else I do gets put into a reel of some kind. Because like anyone can post a picture of sets on Instagram, but only you can post pictures of your mocks. Or unless you go to a convention or something and you see some awesome mocks. So I need to get back into mock building and post more pictures about that stuff. Been building stuff for the sitting, but that was just repairing old mocks that I've already taken photographs of a while ago. What are people saying? There are just so many people come in. Exactly, because they're doom scrollers. That's what you get with the vertical algorithm. And hey, as long as they like the live stream, and as long as they say hello, that's all I can really ask for from people who aren't subscribed to my channel. And that's where a lot of people who use vertical live streams get hundreds of views, if not thousands, because of all the doom scrollers online. And at this rate, I'll take anyone's views. You made friends only. Yeah, you have a friend's candy shop. Yeah, that's one of the friend sets that I want. I'm waiting for it to go on sale. I bought some other friend sets that went on sale. You might have seen that on my 24-hour live stream when we built them. Exactly, doom scrolling has become part of internet culture. Because like even when I'm watching people's live streams or listening to podcasts, etc., that's because I'm either having a direct conversation with someone on their live stream, I'm gaming in the background, or I'm doom scrolling. But now that I got to buckle down, now that I'm back at grad school, I'll be spending less time watching live content and more time watching on-demand content. So chances are you won't see me watching your live stream unless it's on one of my days off, or I don't spend one of my days off studying, or it's a day or it's on the weekend, because I try to do as much stuff with my friends as possible on the weekend, and then I just watch a bunch of my friends on demand during the week. I can't commit to watching loads of stuff every day during the week. But I'm glad that I don't have class on Monday, because I can see some of my American British and British friends doing stuff on Sunday. And then when the NFL season rolls around, I can watch NFL Sunday on Monday morning. Which is nice. And I don't have class on Thursday, which means I can spend Wednesday nights with my friends on their live stream. And then on Monday nights and Tuesday nights, or on Monday nights, I can do this live stream before I get ready for class. And on Wednesdays, I can go as long as I want because I don't have class on Wednesday, which is Tuesday night for you guys. So there's the end of bag 1. And as we always do, we put the brick separator in the instructions as a bookmark. So I'll have the build off to one side, and we'll have Michael Schumacher to that side. Yeah, a bunch of different regions have different local names of different franchises. It's kind of like how there's a quick trip in the American South, and there's a quick trip in the American Midwest. They're both spelt differently. Kind of like how there's an AM/PM in California, and there's an AM/PM in South Australia. Yeah. Yeah, how long? Yeah, we'll go as long as we can strike up conversations. What do we want to talk about? If there were more people here, then I'd probably start building bag 2. but I like to pace myself when building sets on my live stream. Yeah, and if I'm seeing this right, I can't tell if the rear tires are smaller. No, sorry, yeah, are smaller or not. I can't tell. I think these are new tires. They're not the slick tires. These are treaded tires, which is why there's not a difference in the width. Which some of the Technic sets have had that same problem as well. So do I. I like the original Michael Schumacher minifigure, and I like this new Michael Schumacher even more because you can see some of the stitching in their racing suit with those white dots. I can read off his stand. The stand. So for all of these drivers' stands, it's one of their quotes. So one of Michael Schumacher's quotes is, "I've always believed that you should never ever give up, and you should always keep fighting, even when there's only a slightest chance." That's what it says on his stand. You know what? Let's do this unboxing. So I'll put this stuff off to the side and we'll do this unboxing. Need to get out my Stanley knife. And want to rip it from this side so that you don't see my address. There's tape on here. I'll angle this up. This is an order that was a back order. Okay, let's cut it here. And then on this side, there's tape. That didn't quite get up. But there's the aeroplane GWP. So that was the GWP to an order I placed. And if you've been watching some of my previous live streams, you might remember which set I said went on back order. So I've got the big package off to my side here, and I'll let you guys stare at the plain GWP while I open this. get the cutters in here. And let's rotate this box. There we go. That's that off and go to the other side. It is a fun GWP. I would have rather have gotten the sea serpent though. I know a lot of people who missed out on the plane. I know a lot of people, including myself, who missed out on the sea serpent. Did you miss out on any of those GWPs? Did you qualify for any of those GWPs? Okay, we got that flap off. I had no intentions of buying stuff to get the plane, but then I realized after I couldn't get the sea serpent, maybe if I buy something to get the plane GWP on my wanted list, maybe I could offer that as trade bait at Brick Slopes. I don't know what the price difference is for the plane versus the sea serpent though. Okay, we opened that box. Let's get this GWP out of here. And this is the big daddy. This is the big daddy. It's the Friends Garden Restaurant. This set reminds me of two sets. One is the Breezeway Cafe from 1990, which was a town set. And it also reminds me of the Country Club from 1996, which was a Paradisa set. And Paradisa was actually a sub-theme of town. Some people don't quite understand that. So this is the garden restaurant. And this, when I saw Jaystifer reviewing this set, I was like, I gotta have it. And so Friends was one of the themes that if you spent money you could get this, so I did. So yeah, I'm happy, and this will go into the backlog, because in terms of stuff in my backlog, there's stuff all over the place, but I've got a Sonic set I want to build with my friend in real life. I've got the haunted house that I want to build with my friends on Halloween. I got a modular which I want to build for Christmas. And I got other sets that I can build anytime. That includes the Spider-Man train, more of the neoclassic Blacktron Renegades, another of the Money Trees, another of the Peacocks. We started building Michael Schumacher's Formula One Ferrari. Got the rest of the Speed Champions I want to build with my friends while they're building Speed Champions. And I've got a Lego store microscale GWP. So those are some of the sets in my backlog. And assuming that I can get Michael Schumacher's Formula One Ferrari built before spooky season, I'll put out a vote between this Friends Garden Restaurant and and probably the Spider-Man train, about what people want to see me build first. Kind of like how I did that poll with Wally and Michael Schumacher. I'll probably eventually do another poll between this Friends Garden restaurant and that Spider-Man train. I think I have a hunch of which set might win that poll. But is there a piece count on here? It says this has 1,465 pieces. And the Spider-Man train has 393 pieces. So I'm anticipating, while the Spider-Man train might take half a week to a week to build, this set might be another month long build. So who knows? Maybe we might end up building this set in September, or maybe we might end up building the Spider-Man train and the Lego store GWP in September. Who knows? Maybe I might offer the Spider-Man train and the Lego store GWP as a package deal in that vote. Yeah, I've heard good things about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Apparently, it's already the last time I heard it's already almost grossed $1 billion at the box office. But I forget, is that an MCU movie or is that a Sony movie? Because they share the rights for Spider-Man. Is that part of the MCU or is that part of the Spider-Verse? So it's so Brand New Day is an MCU. Well, that's a win for Disney after some of their recent L's. Hold that L, Disney, with some of the junk they've done in the MCU and some of the junk they've done for kids recently, and how Star Wars is tanking. Disney keeps on holding those L's. If Spider-Man Brand New Day is a part of the MCU, then that's a major dub. Then that's dubs to Disney after some of their recent failures. A Punisher from Daredevil is in it. Yeah, that's what I heard. And Punisher has his own fans. When Punisher does stuff with Spider-Man, and when Deadpool does stuff with the X-Men, people like those movies. Because I'm not as much into the Deadpool. Well, I'm not as much into the X-Men movies as I am the Deadpool movies. I really liked Wolverine and Deadpool. Now that all that is on Disney Plus, I want to go back and watch the first two Deadpool movies. Because someone let me know in the comments, did Deadpool start out in an X-Men movie and then get his own 2 films, or was Deadpool in a solo film and then in an X-Men movie? Let me know. Because either way, I know that the Deadpool movies have a lot of comedy in them, which is probably why I liked Deadpool and Wolverine so much, because of all of the comedy in there. And Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, such a good combo of actors. Yeah, I've heard a lot about the Spider-Man movie. We got friends in the chat who have been excited about it. This is not a spoiler-free zone, so so feel free to spoil the movie unless there are people who haven't already seen the movie. Because I spoiled myself because I don't need to see the movie. I'm like I'm like I'm like the guy from that meme attached to that GIF. Can't can't get spoiled if I spoil myself. Brand New Day was distributed by Sony, but it takes place in the MCU. So what? Okay, yeah. So that means it's a collaborative. So Sony rakes in, I guess revenue sharing from distributing the movie, and then Disney gets revenue sharing from producing the movie, because I know that Sony does their own independent Spider-Man stuff with their own characters from the Spider-Man comics, while Disney with the MCU has Spider-Man interact with everyone else. That's the vibe. That's what I've understood from people talking about the difference between the Spideyverse and the MCU. Because I've never watched any of the Spider-Man movies. I think we'll cap this stream at an hour, and we'll take this off the camera. And we'll put Michael Schumacher back here. Let's angle this up and put Michael Schumacher back there to cap off this stream. Those animated Spider-Verse movies are your favorites. So that animated stuff, the Spider-Man, that's in the Spider-Verse, right? Because MCU is all live action. Yeah. Okay, so all of the Sony stuff is animated these days, and yeah. So those Spider-Man sets that came out, that have been coming out recently, that are not the 4+ sets, I'm assuming those are for the MCU Spider-Man, while the stuff like Spidey and His Amazing Friends and some of those other 4+ stuff, and stuff that goes back to Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, that's all for the Sony stuff, right? The second Spider-Verse movie had a live-action character from another universe, and it even showed up in Lego Spider-Man. Don't think you've seen any of the Spider-Man movies. Yeah, we can debate about that another time, perhaps when we're building the Spider-Man train. Anyway, thank you for watching this live stream. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I'm going to get prepared to go back to grad school today, so I'll see you on my next live stream tomorrow. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. But Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, the animated Disney Plus, is all Disney, but not the MCU. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff going on with Spider-Man, isn't there?